that's a lot of studio headphones. And I'm gonna show you every single one of them. Some of these headphones I've worked with for years, and some I was lucky enough to be able to review them on this YouTube channel. But the most important is to share with you what I think about working with every single of these headphones, so you can make the right decision if you're planning on buying yourself a pair of headphones for your home studio. Okay, so let's jump right in and start with headphone number 1. First on the list at $99 are the Sony's MD-650. They have been around for quite a while. These are actually the first pair of headphones I purchased like 20 years ago. They do work pretty well as far as recording goes, since they are closed back headphones, and they do retain the sound pretty well, so very good isolation. As far as mixing goes, they are not my best choice, even if these are the mixing headphones of famous mixing engineer Andrew Sheps. But let's face it, Andrew has lots of experience mixing and he knows his headphones inside out. But as far as I'm concerned, they do lack of mid-range and low frequencies, and they sound pretty hyped in the high mids and the high frequencies also. So they tend to sound a bit too harsh for my taste. But they do have a profile if you work with SonarWorks SoundID. Next, at $169, we have the Audio Technica AIAIAI M50X closed back headphones. They are also pretty used in recording studios. They sound pretty good overall, very good for casual listening, good for recording because they have nice isolation, and they are very nice to record with since they do sound pretty good. As far as mixing goes, they will do an okay job. They don't have lots of separation between instruments when mixing. They also have like a very good bass response and also clear high frequencies. But they do lack in the mid-range, in my opinion. But they do have a SoundID profile to mix with, and that is actually pretty useful to mix with these headphones. So in general, you're not going to be disappointed. It is a good buy. But for production and recording, they are one of my favorite headphones. At number 3, for $159, we have the Beyer Dynamic DT770 closed back headphones. Now, these are quite good headphones, to be honest with you, especially for the price. First of all, they are light and very comfortable to wear, since they have velvet type ear pads. They do last for long, as you can tell. Mine are actually pretty used. I've been working with them for more than 15 years, if not more. Good isolation, so amazing for production and recording. When it comes to mixing, they do have nice revealing high mids and also detailed high frequencies, which is good for mixing. So they're going to give you good clarity and also good separation between instruments when mixing. Very easy to point out vocal sibilance if you have some. They do lack a bit of low mids, and they are pretty conservative when it comes to low frequencies. They also work well with SonarWorks SoundID. The profile they have for these headphones sounds pretty good for mixing. So for the price, you can't go wrong. Hey, before we move on, go and download my free home studio gear guide for 2023. All links to the headphones I'm talking about in today's video are going to be listed in this free guide that you can download. And that also includes my favorite gear list for the home studio, from sound interfaces to microphones, studio monitors, and so on. Just click the link below to download. Next on the list, if we go a bit higher in price, at $429, we have the Austrian Audio Hi-X60 closed back headphones. They do sound pretty good in general. They are very comfortable to wear. They are light and they have that over-ear design, which will surround your full ear. And again, very comfortable to wear even when working with them for hours. Good isolation, so very good for production and recording in general. As far as mixing goes, they do sound pretty good. They have good balanced bass response, but not hyped at all. The low end is a bit on the conservative side, but clear. They do lack a bit of body when it comes to the low mids, and the high mid sounds revealing with lots of detail, with nice clear natural highs. They do have a profile on SoundID, but I do prefer them without the SoundID profile. They actually sound good as they are. At number 5, at $350 US, we have the AIAIAI Studio Wireless Plus headphones. These are actually pretty cool to work with. They sound good for producing and recording in general. The wireless side of it makes these headphones very practical to work in the studio. So I can move around in the studio while producing without having to deal with any cables around me, which is very, very cool. They have Bluetooth, but they also have this Wi-Fi transmitter, which is going to transmit the signal at a very low latency. Now we're talking about 16 milliseconds, which is quite fast. So that makes them very useful for producing in the studio. As far as mixing goes, it's a no-go as far as I'm concerned. They don't sound very good for mixing, but for producing and recording, pretty nice to work with. So at number 6, for $349 US, we have the Audio Technica R70X, which are amazing open back headphones. They are actually very light headphones, like the lightest headphones I've worked with so far. It's like if I'm not even wearing any headphones. It's quite crazy, you know? Now, they are over-ear type of headphones, but the ear pad seems to be just a bit too small for my taste. As far as the sound goes, when it comes to mixing and mastering, they do sound pretty much neutral across the board for the most part. They do lean a bit on the warmer side of things, with a very nice clear bass response, balanced low mids, and smooth and present high mids, with a very nice clear and not overhype high frequency response. And when I mix with them to bring them very flat, I'm gonna go and use the profile provided by SoundID. That actually sounds pretty good for these headphones. Now let me know down below, what do you work with when it comes to studio headphones? Do you mainly use your studio headphones for producing and recording, or do you also mix with them? Let me know down below. Next on the list are the Austrian Audio Hi-X65, going at $429 US. So these are the open back version of the Hi-X60 closed back headphones. Now they are over-ear headphones and they are foldable also, so they are easy to carry around. And for open back headphones, that is pretty cool because most of them are bigger in size. They are very light and comfortable to wear, and you can mix with them for hours, you know. As far as the sound goes, they have a very nice bass response, you know, not too hyped, but pretty much balanced. Same for the low end, it's more on the conservative side. It's clear enough to work with, but not overhyped whatsoever. Very good balance, low mids and mid-range in general, but they do shine in the high mids, providing a pretty much upfront, revealing and smooth high-mid response, and a very nice, clear and natural high-frequency response, which will add to the clarity and detail of the headphones. Now they come with a very short cable, so useful when working with a laptop, and they do provide also a long cable, which is also very practical. Very good mixing headphones, and they also have a SoundID profile if you want to bring them as flat as possible, but in my opinion, I prefer them the way they sound without the profile. At number 8, we have the Verum One MK2 open back headphones. Now these are, man, how can I say? They sound just amazing for the price. They go out at $349 US, and they are just incredible. They have an over-ear design. They are very comfortable. I can wear them for hours while mixing with them. They are not very heavy, you know. Now they are bigger in size and they are also hand-built. So the headband adjustment might take longer to adjust, since you need to unscrew this knob to adjust the headphone. But as far as the sound goes, nice detail, clarity and separation, lots of depth. They are very punchy also, a very good bass and balance response, and a very nice extended low end. Low mid sounds natural, and there's a very nice smooth and balanced high mid frequency response. The highs are slightly bumped, but they are clear and detailed. There's good depth and nice imaging with these headphones. But to be honest, the downside is, since that they are hand-built and produced in the Ukraine, the turnaround time to get a pair is very long, depending on when you order. At At number 9, we have the open back classic, the Sennheiser MD-650. They usually go out at $499 US, but lately I saw them going out at $399. But I don't know how long this sale will last. Now, these are actually very good. They sound pretty much neutral in general. They are very light and comfortable to wear. They have a tight and defined bass response, and the mid-range is very well balanced. The high mids are smooth and detailed, and they do produce a very nice, clear, high-frequency response. So overall, they are pretty much balanced. Now, on my side, I like to mix with them using the SoundID profile. So for mixing and mastering, you can't go wrong. Now at number 10, these are the most expensive headphones I own. They go out at $1,699 US, but they are amazing. But at that price, they're not made for everyone. So they are the Audeze MM-500 planar magnetic open back headphones. Now, they are designed with the mixing engineer in mind. They actually were designed in collaboration with Manny Marroquin, which is an amazing mixing engineer. They have an over-ear design, very comfortable. If you have a very large head though, they might be a bit tight. I guess my head is not that large, so I'm good. The build quality is very solid. You can actually see that, there's lots of metal parts on the headphone. So they are a bit on the heavy side of headphones compared to all the other headphones that I own. So they can be a bit heavy to wear, but still very comfortable. Now, as far as the sound goes, they do sound amazing, to be honest with you. They produce a very nice linear extended low end, which is not overhyped whatsoever. The lows and mid-range sounds very balanced and natural. And we also get a very nice, clear, forward, detailed and revealing high mid-frequency response, which is quite important when mixing. And that's why I'm saying that they are designed for mixing engineers. The highs are pretty smooth without being overhyped, and we have a very nice extended high end, which is pretty nice. Good dynamic range, separation between instruments, and imaging also. And they do translate my mixes pretty well, which is quite important. But the downside is the price. They are very pricey, not affordable for lots of home studio musicians and producers. Now, the important thing is to get a pair of studio headphones that fits your needs and that also fits your budget. Don't overspend if you cannot justify the expense. And that can be different from someone being a home studio hobbyist to someone offering professional production and mixing services. So I'm gonna leave the links to these headphones down below, and also if you want to improve your headphone mixing skills, you have to watch this video where I share everything that I do when mixing with headphones. Don't forget to share, like this video if you enjoyed it, and also to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy my videos. Until next time, take care and see you.